at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue's Recruit Training Academy, firefighters are learning about survival. And when we talk about firefighter survival, we're talking about a lot more than just what happens on the fire ground. Because firefighters are at an increased risk of developing cancer. And cancer is a game changer. But now with our new internal FACE team and the University of Miami Sylvester Cancer Center, we are about to level the playing field.
The back of your mind, I think you always think that, but you just don't want to accept it. You know, you figure, oh, we're young, we're in there, we love our job.
Firefighter paramedic Scott Conley was only 49 years old when diagnosed with stage 3 multiple myeloma, a cancer that typically affects people in their 70s.
Shock, disbelief. You always think it's going to be somebody else. You think it's not going to happen to you.
Captain Butch Smith, same cancer diagnosis at 46 years of age. You should know multiple myeloma comes with an average life expectancy of 5 years. That was 7 years ago.
I wasn't supposed to be here, and I'm still here.
Butch lives on chemo 21 days of each month, and he knows for now he's one of the lucky ones.
We're losing people that, I work with, my fellow co-workers, and it's horrible.
The latest research is daunting. NIOSH, the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, released the results of the largest study of firefighters and cancer in late 2013 and 2014. The findings, after looking at 30,000 firefighters across 3 states, confirmation from what previous studies have found. Firefighters are at an increased risk of developing cancer, all different kinds.
I never thought to myself that I would put myself at a 14% higher risk of dying from cancer, according to the 2013 study.
If it's predictable, it's preventable.
Words to live by for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Team FACE, firefighters attacking the cancer epidemic.
This is a dangerous profession, and this is one more element that we weren't counting on that is actually right in our face.
My name is Vince Azzaro, and I have throat cancer.
My name is Scott Conley, and right now I am battling multiple myeloma cancer.
My name is Ken Tambo. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer at age 45.
I'm Butch Smith, and I have multiple myeloma cancer.
My name is Rob Rayome, and I'm a survivor.
These are our faces of cancer.
Of the 10 adult males in my family, only 3 of us were diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the 3 of us were all firefighters.
Nobody knows 100%, but they speculate in the studies the chemicals that we're exposed to.
A risk FACE is attacking head on.
Our FACE committee has done so much together by ourselves. Imagine a school of doctors, scientists.
Well, hold that thought and keep listening. We know fires burn hotter today than ever before because of what's inside. Plastics, electronics, and furniture coated in flame retardants. All these burn into carcinogens like benzene and formaldehyde.
We go into fires, we go on car accidents, we're always saving people, but we're risking ourselves, not just on going into the fire, but what's afterwards, the contaminants, the carcinogens.
The toxins stay in the smoky air. When inhaled, they go right into the bloodstream. This can happen during overhaul and long after the fire is out.
We all kind of know that there can't be anything good, in the stuff we're breathing. And you would actually be showering and smell the smoke, in your skin, in your hair. I mean, and then you'd go to bed, lay in bed, and it was just with you all the time.
But the skin is also the body's largest organ. The soot on the gear, full of those same carcinogens.
They found that we increased the carcinogens or any absorption 400% with just a 5-degree increase of skin temperature around the neck region.
These pictures are from a fire industry test done by RTI International. The glowing areas show where potential chemicals would have gotten through the gear. The neck region is one of our body's most porous areas.
And our hoods, as we know, as firefighters, become very dirty, and they absorb these carcinogens. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we don't clean those hoods.
The NIOSH study used firefighters from Chicago, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. But what about Florida firefighters? What's our risk? Which cancers? And why? Dr. John Villa at the Palm Beach County Firefighter Employee Benefits Health and Wellness Clinic and his team of doctors see all of the almost 1,500 Palm Beach County Fire Rescue firefighters for their yearly physicals.
I don't know how we're different. I would like to know how we're different. I would like to know if we're more of a setup for skin cancers. Are we more of a setup? I see a lot of thyroid cancers and prostate cancer.
So it's time for an exciting new development this year that will hopefully shed light on what's going on here. Enter the University of Miami Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center and its team of scientists and doctors.
And the benefit of working with a university-based cancer center is not only do we treat cancer, but we also conduct the research to understand why different groups of people are developing cancer and then come up with the strategies to attenuate the risk.
The new partnership between Palm Beach County firefighters and the University of Miami is hoping to answer some of these questions.
Yeah, the research is really important because we don't fully understand which particular exposures or mix of exposures are the most concerning.
From analyzing Palm Beach County firefighter statistics to delving even deeper into exposures.
South Florida, it's a very humid climate, and we know firefighters are generally hotter here when they're fighting fires in South Florida relative to someplace like Philadelphia. And we know that body temperature, as it increases, it also increases absorption.
We're interested in seeing what offshoots from that gear. So every time a firefighter goes into an incident or a response, they might take back with them after they've done this fire certain contaminants or carcinogens on their person.
Now, back to that earlier thought.
I mean, our FACE committee has done so much together by ourselves. Imagine a school of doctors, you know, scientists, labs, everything going on, and being able to create a future for fire service where we can go ahead and make stations different. Maybe our gear is different. Our culture is going to completely change. If we save one life, that's huge.
And that's what it's all about.
You know, things are finally starting to change.
Here are some of the things FACE has done this year alone. Body wipes for better decon at fire scenes, sunscreen for UV protection, positive pressure modified air conditioning systems for all stations so exhaust doesn't creep into living quarters, awareness training for officers and personnel.
And what you're seeing now is people take an initiative to begin to clean their gear after calls and to make sure that they're appropriately washing themselves and they're not placing themselves as precariously in those situations. We have a lot of work to do, though.
And here's what FACE is working on in the near future: a hood swap program so firefighters never have to reuse a dirty hood, a gear drying process for stations, a diesel exhaust monitoring process, grants for bunker gear washing machines in every battalion, and new station designs where bunker gear isn't stored in the bays.
It's an amazing relationship that's grown between our health and wellness clinic, the University of Miami, the FACE team, administration, and the local, that all of those five forces are coming together to really have a huge impact on firefighters across the world.
We'd like to find, you know, a long-term solution to these problems, and we'd like to get some legislation at some point in Tallahassee to help, you know, cover some of the expense. The study is huge.
34 states have cancer presumption laws to help cover firefighters with occupationally related cancers. Florida is not one of them.
Too many of our members are dying way too young, being diagnosed way too early with far too aggressive cancers that are financially crippling many of the family members out there.
Keith Tyson from the Firefighter Cancer Support Network, a retired Miami-Dade firefighter and a cancer survivor himself, says it sadly all comes down to dollars and cents.
A lot of this has to do with money, and how do we come up with the money to make the changes that need to happen?
Scott Conley caught his cancer early enough to make it back to work.
I'm feeling great. I mean, I'm lucky and very fortunate to be able to be back.
But that's not always the case. Butch never did, and he's trying now to live long enough for science to catch up. All the while sharing that message: dirty gear is no longer a badge of honor.
And you've seen the young guys doing it, and that's what does my heart good, because they're saying, you know, not when we came in the fire service, we were going, yeah, right, but you know what? They're listening.
So while Team FACE is working to make positive changes right here at home, in awareness, education, training, and prevention, there is a need to look at this through the microscope of science.
This is going to lead to very, very big things and very dramatic changes in in how we view firefighting.
Very brilliant people that are on the cutting edge of cancer research, and we get to be part of that.
Palm Beach County firefighters hope to be the pioneers of a new effort to make things safer for generations to come.
This is a very important thing for us and for our future, you know, for your kids' future and for your family's future.
And scientists see it as their way to give back.
We want to keep our heroes safe like they keep us safe.
So while the research will be years in the making, there are things you can do right now here at the station level to protect yourself. First, remember that smoke is toxic, so keep your mask on during overhaul. Second, remember soot is also full of toxins, so make sure to clean all of your skin after a fire and clean your gear as well, everything off gases. And don't bring that dirty gear home to your family. Number 3, don't reuse a dirty hood. And number 4, be aware of diesel emissions. There's no reason to leave the trucks running in the bays. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue and Local 2928 know that the research done today will be helping generations of firefighters to come. And with the University of Miami, we plan to set the precedent right here in Palm Beach County for the state and the nation. And with everyone's help, we can change the rules of the game. I'm Tara Cardoso.